You know, as we grow older, something unexpected often happens in our relationships. After decades of marriage, many wives start to feel a distance growing between them and their husbands. It's not something people talk about openly, but it's a reality that quietly affects countless couples. This isn't about falling out of love. In fact, it's more about realizing what love really should feel like, and sometimes that means facing hard truths about unmet needs, unspoken feelings, and everyday struggles that build up over time. If you're a husband wondering why your wife seems distant, or a wife feeling that spark fading, or simply someone curious about what happens in long-term relationships, this conversation is for you. Today, we're going to explore why women, as they age, begin to feel differently about their partners. And more importantly, what can be done to bridge that gap before it's too late. Because understanding this is the first step toward keeping love alive through all the seasons of life. Have you ever noticed how in many marriages, women often end up carrying the emotional weight of the relationship? For years, they're the ones managing not just the household chores, but also the feelings, the birthdays, the doctor's appointments, family gatherings, the invisible work that keeps everything running smoothly. What's hard is that this emotional labor is almost invisible. Most husbands don't even realize how much their wives are doing behind the scenes. And over time, this imbalance starts to wear down the woman's spirit. She begins to feel like she's carrying the entire marriage on her shoulders while her husband simply exists in it. This silent exhaustion can create a gulf between them, one that's not about love fading, but about feeling unseen and unsupported. It makes you wonder, how often do we stop to truly appreciate the emotional work our partners do? And what would happen if we all started sharing that load more equally? Remember those early days of marriage when every conversation felt alive? When you'd ask, "How was your day?" Not just out of habit, but because you genuinely wanted to know about hopes, dreams, fears. Those talks were full of curiosity, emotion, connection. But over time, many couples find those deep conversations fading away. Instead, communication turns routine, even silent. Husbands may stop sharing their thoughts, and the dialogue feels flat or disappears altogether. For many women, emotional intimacy isn't just a bonus, it's a necessity. They need to feel truly seen and heard. When that connection weakens, it can feel like being invisible in your own marriage, leading to loneliness and heartbreak. So, how often do we stop to ask, am I really listening? Am I making space for my partner's feelings? Because meaningful communication is the bridge that keeps love alive, especially as years go by. Even after retirement, many women find themselves still carrying the bulk of household chores. It's like the work never ends. Cooking, cleaning, laundry, the endless cycle that doesn't pause just because you've clocked out of a job. This constant burden can slowly turn from a simple annoyance into deep frustration. You start asking yourself, why am I the only one doing all of this? Why doesn't my partner step up? It's more than just chores. It's about feeling valued and respected. When one partner feels stuck in this never-ending loop, it chips away at their joy and connection. Have you ever stopped to think how sharing these everyday tasks could actually bring couples closer? Or how sometimes the smallest acts of teamwork can heal the biggest emotional gaps? Because at the end of the day, partnership means carrying the load together, not alone. As women grow older, many feel a strong desire to evolve, to learn new things, travel, explore life beyond their familiar routines. It's a beautiful journey of self-discovery and growth. But what happens when their husbands stay stuck in the same patterns, unwilling or unable to grow alongside them? That feeling of moving forward alone creates a widening gap, not just physically, but emotionally. It's like running a race where your partner has stopped at the starting line. This emotional distance can leave a woman feeling isolated, as if she's outgrowing the very relationship that once defined her. Have you ever experienced that moment when you realize you're no longer growing together but apart? It's painful, and it's a signal that both partners need to recommit to growing side by side, or risk drifting even further away. Intimacy isn't just about physical closeness, it's about feeling truly connected, wanted, and emotionally seen. Over time, many couples experience a fading of this bond, and for women, This loss can feel like the very heartbeat of their love is slipping away. When that spark disappears, it's not just about less touching or fewer hugs. It's about feeling unseen, unvalued, like the person you once meant the world to no longer truly notices you. This emotional distance can slowly build walls, making a woman feel alone, even when she's right beside her partner. Have you ever stopped to ask, do I still feel desired? Do I still feel close? Because reclaiming intimacy, both physical and emotional, is possible. But it requires attention, care, and willingness from both sides to nurture that connection again. Retirement is often painted as the golden chapter of life, a time to relax, travel, and enjoy each other's company. But the reality can be very different. Suddenly, couples spend almost all their time together, and for many women, this can feel overwhelming. Many men enter retirement without a clear plan, and instead of pursuing new hobbies or friendships, they rely heavily on their wives to fill their days. This sudden shift can turn a long-awaited freedom into a feeling of being trapped. Imagine expecting peace and relaxation, but instead feeling like you've lost your personal space and independence. Without separate interests or social circles, the constant closeness can create tension, and slowly, affection turns into frustration or even resentment. Have you noticed how crucial it is for both partners to maintain their own lives, even in retirement? It's one of the keys to keeping love alive. Here's something many don't openly admit. The deepest pain in a marriage isn't loud fights, it's feeling invisible. When a woman's thoughts and feelings go unheard, she feels completely overlooked. It's not about perfection or always agreeing, it's about simply being valued and acknowledged for what she's going through. When that doesn't happen, patience wears thin, efforts fade, and love quietly turns into a silent, simmering resentment that few can see. Have you ever stopped to ask yourself if you truly listen and understand your partner, or could you be unintentionally making them feel alone, even in the closest relationship they have? As women grow older, they begin to realize just how precious and fleeting time truly is. They no longer want to live through meaningless conflicts or endure endless coldness. Instead, they start asking themselves, am I truly happy? Am I being loved enough? If the answer is no, they choose to protect themselves. They slowly withdraw emotionally, even physically, no longer wanting to argue or beg. What they truly need is respect, fairness, and genuine sharing in their relationships. Have you ever stopped to wonder if we're wasting the most precious moments of life on trivial things? Life is short, and everyone deserves to be loved fully. Love never disappears suddenly. It slowly fades through the little moments we overlook, when feelings are ignored and meaningful presence is lost. Often women stop feeling valued in their husband's eyes, and that's the root cause of the growing distance. Love is not something that lasts naturally forever. It's a choice. We can let it slip away, but we can also rekindle that flame. Men, ask yourself, when was the last time you truly listened to and appreciated your wife? And women, if there's still a chance, be brave to rebuild that connection. Marriage is a journey of choosing each other every day, through small but meaningful actions that say, I still see you, I still cherish you. Love doesn't fade with age. It fades when we stop nurturing it. So here's the final message. It's never too late to choose love, understanding, and each other. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to Elderly Joy Life to share and cherish life's precious moments together.